Hey y'all, welcome back to the shop. It is after hours again. We got everything locked up and we are ready to hang out. So grab yourself a drink or get comfortable wherever you are. Grab your sketchbook or digital pad if you want to draw along, and let's just chill. So today we're going to be redrawing Raqsoun minor version. Last time we did, well, a couple times ago we did Raqsoun major. This time we're doing Raqsoun minor. It's a completely different monster from My Singing Monsters. Completely different sound. To me, it sounds a lot like the Taco Bell bell from the old Taco Bell commercials. Which is awesome. I think that's a great sound. Very nostalgic for someone like me. But we're going to be redrawing that monster in here. So feel free to draw along if you want. And today's topic of discussion is just practicing. Practicing to get better at really anything, but in particular art. Something I have a lot of knowledge on, especially recently. Having started animation and everything like that. I have spent, I can't tell you how many weeks animating bouncing balls and flour sacks and head turns and characters moving slightly. Nothing that anyone would ever pay money to see, but important all the same. And that's really what I wanted to talk about. But first, let's draw Raqsoun minor. Or at least let's get started and kind of go through the process here so we can see exactly what we're trying to do. And I think what I'm going to do again is just a sketch, and then I'll finish the inking and color and everything else after the video is over, because I don't want to keep you guys too long. I know you probably got important stuff to do that's not listening to me ramble on all night, but here we are. So the major version is more of a sleek design, and it's almost like a sleek, modern kind of chic, like the CHIC chic type of deal. And then Raqsoun minor is almost like the goofy younger brother of Raqsoun major, which I think is awesome. That they do these, they're called paranormals. There's a pair of them, PAIR, a normal, which it's also really awesome. So we've got the little guy who is kind of like the goofy little brother to the serious Mikasa big sister. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to get weird with the design here. This is literally what it looks like under the helmet. It's got like a big hat. It's got the same Raqsoun major hat, minor, but it's just much smaller. And so we have to mind our shapes on this one, because it is, it almost reminds me like a bell, or a gong rather, like a gong. Like this thing here is the part that makes contact with the gong surface and makes that gong noise, except it's, more honestly like the Taco Bell bell, which is fine. I know what it looks like, but it's not, I promise. I'll get some design in here before the YouTube algorithm gets me. I do not, the last thing I need is to have this thing be flat. For looking too much like something else. It's not my fault. This is the design of the monster. I'm just going to put some stuff in here for now. There we go. Okay, and I'll adjust that later on the inking phase so that it looks more like it's kind of in line with this plane here. We can do that now, I guess. Again, I know how this looks. In fact, I'm going to get rid of this line. It can look... I'd rather it look like a bullet than, a tiny wiener. For now. Alright. And I don't need to draw this symbol right now. I just kind of am. so that it definitely isn't looking as phallic as it does, bro. Oh man, I wanted to do something fun with the character, and I literally did not consider how much this looked odd. Anyway, let's see. So what I kind of was thinking is to make it like silly, almost like a Scooby-Doo thing where the legs are like kind of Flintstones or something. But I'm not gonna do that. I think what we'll do instead is it's jumping, because what it does, one of its animations in the game, is it does jump up, and that lifts the hat up off its head, and then as it lands, the hat comes back down and makes the gong sound. That's an actual animation in the game. Another idea that I had for this was that I was gonna try and animate it, because I know a lot of the My Singing Monsters appear to be rigged animation, and I was gonna do hand-drawn animation for it. I just didn't. I know I promised a lot of you guys I'd just do an illustration for it, so that's what I decided to do, is just follow through on the illustration design. Another time we can animate one of these monsters once I get maybe even a little bit better at the animation in itself. It's too low. We gotta go a little higher. You know, I'd be happy to do that. Animation is that's my dream, to be an animator, to make cartoons that people watch and love to watch, and all that stuff. And you guys know that if you've been here for any amount of time, you know that we were talking about practicing, however. So one of the things that I've been doing in animation practice is animating things that I would never make something like an actual project, right? Because there's practicing and then there's projecting your actual stuff. Like, this is a project for me. This isn't necessarily practice, although it is practicing to be the best I can be. It's not fundamentals practice. Whereas, like, sitting around drawing circles, or, you know, getting better at cubes or perspective or what have you, you know, that's all fundamentals practice. You know, this is just getting good at figuring out characters and drawing things you like. You know, it's not fundamentals. It's actual project practice, getting better at doing things. Let's see. We'll do the background in a minute. We don't need to do the background right now. So it's also got like a giant head. It also kind of almost reminds me of like Plankton from SpongeBob. So it's jumping up, and the hat is kind of coming up off of its head. Maybe I should have just drawn the hat first. Man, I got a mosquito bite. I was out watering the grass today and the trees. I got a mosquito bite on like the middle part of my back where I can't possibly reach it with either of my hands. And I don't have one of those back scratchers, so I have to like rub my back against like a corner on the wall or something, like I'm Baloo from the Jungle Book. You get weird looks just walking around scratching your back on like in the middle of like the DMV or something. Just imagine. That may be a little bit too rounded here. So back to the fundamentals thing. I've been practicing the fundamentals a lot, and it's not something that is a project. And there is a clear distinguishing nature to what is officially, you know, practicing fundamentals versus what is practicing projects. And the easiest way I can describe that to anyone out there is think about running drills if you've ever played sports. I used to play high school sports, and we would run drills constantly. And the drills we would run, like, I don't know, in football you would run just what we would do is we'd lean up against like the goalpost and we'd put our hands around. I was a receiver. We would catch the ball. They'd throw the ball at us and we'd catch it with our arms around like the field goal posts. It's an interesting drill to practice catching. It's not a real life scenario because you couldn't possibly practice those unless you're scrimmaging all the time. It's the same thing. Or there's something more recent. I used to box a few years ago. You can hit the heavy bag all you want or the speed bag all you want. And that makes your punches strong, absolutely. But if you never spar with anyone, if you never actually go fight with people in a boxing match, you'll never know how to apply those punches properly. Your punches, sure, they'll be strong as hell. But if you don't know what you're doing, you're still going to get your ass knocked out. It's the same with art. Boy, that is off center. It's the same with art, you know? You practice the fundamentals until you are blue in the face. But if you're not practicing what you're trying to be better at, the best at possible, then you'll never really get better at what it is you want to get better at. Right? And think about that. If you want to be a character designer, you don't get better by just drawing circles and squares in perspective, or cubes in perspective. You get better at designing characters. You'll figure things out along the way that you maybe could never have learned if all you did was study the basics. And there's nothing wrong with studying the basics. You absolutely have to have a handle on those sorts of things. Otherwise, you'll run into what I just did. And that is having an absolutely off-centered object that looks horrific. So, it's important to do both. You do need the fundamentals, but you also really need to practice what it is you want to do. If you want to just be a good illustrator, grab yourself a sketchbook and fill it up in, say, a month. You fill that sucker up in a month, you will be infinitely better than where you were a month prior, just by filling up that sketchbook with character designs. And not just like one per page, but like every square inch of that book could be filled up with your designs. Or if you're really trying to nail home something in particular, like if you're really bad with hands, for instance, that's a really popular thing to be bad with. If you need to improve with hands, set out and say 1 month or 1 week or 2 weeks even. 2 weeks is probably better. The next 2 weeks, I'm going to practice hands and nothing else. That's it. Focus on one thing that you can actually improve. And do page after page after page for 2 weeks straight. Nothing else, just hands. And I tell you what, you will get so good at hands that people will be asking you how to draw them. And that's not a joke. I'm no expert. I'll tell you this every single time we talk. I am not an expert on these art things. I'm just a guy who likes to draw and there's a dream of being an animator. But I do have things that I did that helped me that I'm hoping can also help you. We need to stretch this out. It looks like a UFO head. I also think we made this guy a little too long. Based on the size of the hat anyway. Transformation there. Oops. On to that one. See if we can maybe flatten it out by giving it these designs here? I don't think so. I think we're actually just going to have to kind of shrink everything down. And shrink this little guy down. He's a little elongated, but we can fix that by burying him under the helmet a little bit, or the hat. I call it a helmet because it looks like it's made out of metal. Should probably just call it a hat, because that's what it is. It's like one of those old Japanese worker hat things. Stretch it out a little bit. Not that long. There we go. Okay. I don't know about you guys, but I have a second job that I'm working this weekend. Hopefully that's not what you guys are doing, but I know how it goes. It is hard to afford things right now. So working 2 jobs, that's life, you know. We deal with it. We deal with it, and that's just how it's gotta be. Alright, and then this guy has got a lot of the little bells around the hat brim, and I don't think Raqsoun Major had them. The majority of the bells that one had were kind of on its torso. But since it's jumping, we'll make gravity affecting these things. They're like the little circle bells, too. So we'll make them kind of like popping up. Like this. A little bit, just a little bit, not too much. Like, we don't want to be like, it's up here because it's flipped up. No. We're going to still keep the basic design. It's got, it looks like 7 bells that are visible from the front of the monster's design. So try and keep 7. There's 3, 5, so we need 2 more. I think we should have plenty of room for 2 more. There we go. It's 7. I think maybe we need to move a couple of these down to give the impression of depth. Ooh. Maybe this one can come down just a little bit. Oh, holy. There's a zoom in so we can grab it. Pull it down. Okay. I just got a lot of stuff I'm trying to monitor while I'm drawing and talking to you guys and trying to discuss practice and whatnot. All that good stuff. If you guys have topics you want to talk about, just let me know. I'm happy to redraw whatever it is you want to redraw if you want me to do that, or if you've got stuff that you'd like to talk about or whatever, just let me know. I'm happy to. I mean, we're chilling. We are chilling. That's all this is. It's just like we're hanging out. We're having fun. I'm having fun. Hopefully you guys are too. Okay, we're gonna. So I think what we'll do now is we'll add a new layer, and it'll just be the background stuff. So we'll make it red. I'm going to try and get the perspective right. I should not go through the character like that. And I'm going to try to make it so that it actually looks like the background from the official art. Just the best we can. And it's almost looks like it's a haunted boardwalk or something.
I swear I'm posting consistently. Why is my account not growing? Because posting more videos isn't the strategy. Posting the right topics is. That's why I use TubeBuddy's niche insights. It tells you exactly what's going on in your niche.
I'm really working on my background stuff too, because I am just... Backgrounds are never something I've ever made before. I've always just been character stuff because my history's all in comics and manga.
Pretty much, yeah.
And so backgrounds are important in comics and in manga, but it's not ever something that I've done. This is never, always focused too much on the characters and not enough on the environment for which the characters exist. And that's, like we mentioned in the last video, it's important to determine where the character exists, the world they live in, what it looks like, why it looks like that, how it shaped them. Those are important parts of character design. And we also have to make it look like this guy is like jumping. So maybe we make the shadow maybe a little smaller. So that it looks like kind of lifting up off the ground a little bit. We can probably even give some motion lines like the guy's, like it is jumping up. This is what I would have wanted to animate too. I think it would have been fun to try and animate the jump cycle for this thing. I think it would have just been really hard to animate these little bells on its hat going up and then coming back down, but that would be an intense practice session for animating multiple objects on one in one short animation. But that's why I mostly kind of decided against it, because it would have taken so long to do. And it's not that I'm averse to working hard or taking a lot of time to make sure a complex design works. It's just that I don't want these videos really going very longer than an hour, just because I know, like I said, I know you guys are busy. You got important stuff to do. There's no reason for me to take an hour of your time to watch me draw something that should really only take 30 minutes. I think it's just about it though. Right, I think there's like a thing over here, but we're out of space on this. I'm not sure what that is. Like I said, I've never played that level in particular yet on My Singing Monsters. I'm still on the first level, first map. So I'm not sure. I know it's part of the carnival, but that's all I know. And I'm not even really sure, much more than I'm just learning how to breed and hatch eggs and stuff now. Stuff that's probably second nature to people who play this game all the time. Just wish I had more time to play it. Try and get rid of some of these little lines here so they're not confusing anything. There we go. So if there was one bit of advice I would tell you about practice, it's that practicing the fundamentals will teach you the skills you need to be better at practicing your actual craft, your actual projects. And while practice gives you those skills, projects are what absolutely exposes your weaknesses. And I think that's important. And this is why I told you in the last video, just get out there and put something out there. You can practice all day and all night for 20 years and never put out your actual project. And you could be the best fundamentalist ever. But when you start putting your project together, it's going to expose all of your weaknesses. And that's why I think you should just do it. Just put something out there and get better at making your projects. Continue working on fundamentals, but also get better at making your projects, because both are important. You'll never get better at doing the thing you want to do until you do the thing you want to do. And I don't want to keep beating a dead horse, so I'll just leave it there. I think that's just about where I want this sketch to be. I'm going to move on to the inking and stuff, and adding colors and stuff like that, but we're only at about 30 minutes here, so we could probably just move on. Get a little bit of the inking done while we're hanging out. There we go. Maybe start with a 12 and see how that goes. Yeah, we'll do that. I can tell you guys though, watching YouTube lately, or anything that has advertisements on it, is almost unbearable right now because of the political ads. Like, I understand that politics is important to a lot of people, but holy cow, like, YouTube's been pushing these political unskippable ads that make me want to throw my computer out the window. Like, the double unskippable ads kind of piss me off to begin with, but when you start making them all political advertising, like, come on, man. At least show me new movies or new video games or something that's coming out. Because this nonsense political stuff, I'm over it. I just want to live my life and be left alone. I'm sure a lot of you guys are the same way. Just leave me alone and let me do what I want to do. That's fun.
Apparently you can go from 0 to a complete site in just a single prompt with Wix Harmony. I don't know if this is going to be possible. Or vibe coding meets drag and drop freedom. We'll see about that. All right, let me try to make up a site to sell some like theoretical kombucha. Make me a site about
But I did see there are some people who are seriously concerned with the direction the remake of the Ocarina of Time is taking, because it looks more hyper-realistic. The same direction the Star Fox went, but those same people who are upset that Link in the Ocarina of Time looks too realistic are also the people who are glazing the shit out of the new Star Fox designs. Like, and it's not the same thing either.
It blends vibe coding, agentic AI, and drag and drop all into one editor. And here I am in the center just making
the Star Fox designs, like I said, are cool. They're cool. I'll say that. But I just think that they could have been better. Like, just imagine. You can see the demo's out right now. You can download the demo and check it out. There's almost no emotion that can possibly be conveyed with the hyper-realistic designs that the Star Fox crew has. This is the same problem that Disney has with the live-action adaptations of the animal stuff, the animal animated films in the past. Like, The Lion King really suffered hard from this. When you take away the animated feature, and it's not just because you can do it better in hand-drawn animation. You can do it just fine in 3D animation too. You can absolutely animate the characters to look expressive. Like, look at the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Sonic is expressive, Knuckles is expressive, Tails is expressive. But in The Lion King, they opted for this hyper realistic CGI, and it completely removed the emotion from the animals. And like, I'm sorry, but that's just like, you're kind of taking away all the charm from the original film by doing that. Especially since The Lion King was basically a one-for-one remake, shot-for-shot remake. It's the same with Star Fox, and I'm sure when that finally comes out in its full release, which I'm gonna get because I'm a huge Star Fox fan, it's gonna be that. Like, I'm gonna look at this thing and be like, I'm listening to Star Fox and Slippy and Peppy and Falco and Wolf and Pigma and Leon and Andy and Andros and General Pepper, and I'm not seeing animation. Like, I'm not seeing the expressiveness. I'm hearing it, but I'm not seeing it. And that disconnect is what makes this stuff uncanny. That's what makes people not like looking at it. I understand there's a lot of people out there who are fine with this. And I'm just saying I'm not. Not entirely. I'm okay with, like, this is obviously the direction they wanted to go. And there's nothing I can say that's going to change that. But I can also say that I think it's a bad decision. All because you wanted to stop people from creating gooner bait for your female characters. Like, come on, man. Who cares? That's more advertising for your game, bro. Like, I know I hate to say that, but it's true. And if you're worried about your kids consuming stuff like that, maybe you should be keeping a better eye on your kids while they're online. I don't know. I'm not like, not to preach to parents or anything, but that's just kind of my opinion, you know? Totally forgot to do the top ball. Oh, there's a ball on the top of the hat. Completely forgot to do it. Oops. We're just gonna have to do it on the fly, I guess. Yeah, it's not gonna work. It's the ink layer. It's not gonna work. We're not gonna be able to do that. There we go. And this has such an intricate design too. It is gonna be tricky to get those down. But I think the design for this ball here is actually in the color phase, because there aren't any hard outlines on the actual character design. Oh my gosh. This is the nice thing about digital. If this were physical, like, I still do a lot of physical art and stuff, like in sketchbooks and whatever. The hardest part about inking physical is if you mess it up, that's it. It's over. You screwed it up. And there's only so much whiteout you can put on a project before it starts really looking like maybe you need to start over, or maybe you should practice more.
Every time you go in, it just feels like they're
But
treating them like they're their own children.
and it's all about those lines. You gotta get this straight lines in,
Have a good day.
and that's why I keep turning the canvas. People tend to have better lines in different directions. They have better control over their pen or their arm movement.
Filing claims with a tap. That's smart insurance right there. Wait,
It looks like
that app again?
he's got like these legs underneath.
Sign up at lemonade.com.
Oops. Something like that. But I don't know. It's hard for me to see. The reference pictures are all kind of low res for me anyway. I'm sure there's high def pictures that I could have looked up. I just grabbed the first one I could find. I think it looks pretty good. And then this bit here is going to be on a color layer as well. We probably get rid of that. We can probably add the color layer now. It's like a lighter green, but it's also a glowy green. So it might be something we actually have to put on, like a glow layer. Can fill that in. It's a little bluer than that. There, maybe. Making sure we're on the right layer. I've done that too many times. Or I'm on the wrong layer, or I put everything on the same layer. I'm used to traditional. Try to zoom in a little bit. And I just wanted to get this down on the color layer so that we can get rid of the red sketch. Move on. Probably get rid of that now. Well, it'll come back for the background, but we'll get rid of that now. Fill that in. Fill that in. Fill that in. Fill that in. Fill McCracken. And then I think it's really about it. And then it's just like the top looks, it's kind of off-colored. It almost looks like it's rusted. So that's going to be an interesting thing to try and work out during the color phase. Tidy that up a little bit. Make sure there are no giant gaps where the color is going to try to bleed out. Make sure we're not overlapping anything. Draws attention away from the actual art into the people noticing too many mistakes category. There we go. Alright. And I can put that layer, not that layer, that layer back. Maybe after the colors. We'll color the character. And then we'll pull that red layer back and we'll get the background on there. And then I will get everything. That at all. I don't like that at all. Move it more to the middle. Trying to imagine where that middle line is. It's like right here. Yeah, so I'll get everything finished up here. I am recording the time lapse, so you'll see this as a short come up before the full video releases. I'll also post it on the in the post section on YouTube, so you'll see the art before the video comes out. So if you just wanted to draw along, or if you wanted what it looks like, so you can see, you know, the after picture and how we get there. For the most part, you can see that too, but if you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comments. If you want me to redraw one of your stuff, just let me know. I'm happy to do that. If you want to let me know how bad I tanked this one out, it doesn't look anything like Raqsoun Miner, let me know that too. Otherwise, thanks for sticking around, and until next time, we'll see you.